Here's how you are just 10 to 20 kg away from your dream life. Important before we dive in, I am very ill, so as I'm recording, it doesn't really matter, but wanted to say that just before we go. But yeah, you're not just away from abs, you're not just away from looking good in a t-shirt. I'm talking about more confidence, more respect, better dating life, better energy at work, better relationships, better sleep, better everything. And this is just crazy. I mean, if you've ever been on a weight loss journey yourself, or you've lost weight and then kind of gained it back, you notice how different your life actually is once you lose that weight. I've coached men who thought losing weight was just about looking better. What they didn't realize, it was the gateway to their dream life. And again, 10 to 20 kg is a ballpark number. I would say 10 to 20% of your body weight right now. Because obviously if you're like significantly obese, 10 to 20 kg will probably feel like nothing to you, obviously in the grand scheme of things. Another thing, probably going to be blocking the writing. Doesn't matter, because everything's going to come from my voice. In this video, I'm going to show you the mindset, training, and lifestyle shifts that helped me and my clients drop 10 to 20 kg that completely changed their lives. I'm going to be talking about my story. I'm going to be talking about a couple of my clients' stories. And that comes from dropping fat, from gaining muscle. It is a massive story. Although I started off skinny, I did drop 13 kg for a photo shoot, which was quite eventful, which I'm going to touch on later. But you're here for value. You're not here for me. This video is for you if you are looking to, well, if you are tired of starting over every Monday. You're the on and off gym guy. The amount of people I speak to that say, oh, they go to the gym, they're on it for 2-3 weeks and they're off it again, and they don't realize how much that's damaging their progress, because obviously consistency is where you're going to get the biggest results. But you feel like you're wasting your potential. There's another one as well. So many men I speak to that always say that same kind of sentence where they just feel like they're tired of being average, or they no longer want to be in that slump that they've been in for years and years and years, and they've only kind of just decided to take action. You've got a gut you hide behind baggy clothes, so you wear baggy clothes, but your arms aren't actually filling out the t-shirt, but your stomach also goes past, like also, you know, goes like that, if that makes sense. Big lump in the stomach, but then also doesn't fit around your arms. You also feel invisible around women, overlooked in your career, and underwhelmed by what you see in the mirror. Now, I mean, I'm not going to touch on the women situation, but I mean, if you relate to that, then you're in the right place. Overlooked in your career. I think so many people don't really understand how valuable it is to have the confidence and the change of physique when you are in a career, because people treat you with so much more respect and they no longer kind of mess you around a little bit. Obviously I wouldn't know too much because I've been self-employed now for about a year and a half, but from when I was working like a 9 to 5, it did definitely demonstrate that. Why you are here, this is pretty important. So you obviously clicked on this video for a reason. You're lazy. Oh no, sorry, you're not just lazy. You're not weak. You've just been guessing. And guessing can only get you so far, especially if you get lucky, maybe once or twice, maybe over and over. Some people just get really, really lucky and guess away into good results. But these people are like genetic phenoms. You're not going to always be able to guess, because you're going to be jumping from program to program. You always think that the new and shiny thing is the thing that's going to get you the best results. However, you're just completely ruining your progress every time you start over, because every single time it's 6 weeks on a program, then a week one of a program, then week one of another program. You're not building that into multiple weeks where you can progress in the same weights, and then you don't really know if you're progressing or not. Eating clean but not tracking anything, training hard without structure. And it's frustrating because deep down you know you're capable of more. You know that you can push your body, you know you can push your limits. It's just you need to switch off your brain and just get it done, because you know exactly what you need to do. You know exactly how valuable it is, or if you don't, you will realize how valuable it is until I mean, then health problems come about, then you realize how valuable it should have been. That's why I advise people to always get some sort of mentor or some sort of coach as early as they can. Obviously, like I know with certain situations it's difficult, but if you want to learn from somebody who's already done it before, who's already on the path, who's spending that time already providing that information and giving you that value, you can save years and years of your life and also get a life-changing transformation for not that much money as well. That's another thing. As people say, it's always expensive, but you're paying for a life. You're paying for a lifelong transformation. Who am I to speak on this topic? Like I said, I was touching on this before. But for those who have not seen me, my name is Ryan McIntyre. I usually sound a little bit better than this, but again, like I said, very ill. I'm a fitness coach for busy men who want to finally build muscle, get lean, and create a body that they are proud of without wasting years of guessing. Because I used to think myself that success would just happen if I wanted it badly enough. But the truth is, so many people work very, very hard for very, very long, but they stay in the same area. But I'm going to be going over why that is. But it's because I kept going to do the same things and expecting different results. That is key, is that you cannot do the same thing over and over and just expect life just to throw a curveball at you. Because if anything, if you are not moving up and down or you're just staying stagnant, you're failing, because the rest of the world is progressing. If you're not, then you're also like staying the same is technically going backwards in today's world, especially in 2025. But it wasn't until I built a system that combined training, nutrition, and mindset, everything changed. I'm going to add another one in there as well, accountability. With my business coach, is that having somebody to basically tell you what to do and get stuff done was a huge game changer. Or going to the gym with somebody else, or having an accountability group to ask questions, to have the knowledge. That's where everything changed. And then my body, my confidence, and eventually my career all completely changed. And my career is still changing at the moment, which is great. But yeah, I'm currently in a fat loss period right now. So for those who maybe obviously see this jump and don't really see the physique, this was me on the left, about 67 kg. This was 2.5 years ago, and this was my December photo shoot. So I'm recording this in May. This is about 5 months ago. I was about 75 here. So about, what was that? Technically only about an 8 kg gain. Was 67. Was it? Yeah, I don't actually know how much weight I was. It doesn't matter. But yeah, I'm obviously a little bit heavier now. I'm about 80, just kind of maintaining my physique. While I'm trying to drop actually now for another holiday. But again, not relevant. So the dream life you are 10 to 20 kg away from. This is important because losing 10 to 20 kg doesn't just give you a leaner body. It gives you confidence to walk into a room and own it. So many people, again, something so simple, but something that people are so tired of doing when I speak to them, especially men, is when they're standing up in a meeting or when they're kind of engaging in a meeting, like a work meeting, and they're kind of constantly pulling their shirt like this because they're scared of people looking at them. And having this weight loss and weight drop allows you to kind of walk into it and not have to worry about how you look. Especially even like a lot of things as well, it completely changed how your face looks as well, because you don't have these like massive cheeks sticking out, and you actually have a jawline as well, which is one of the things that people love to pursue as well in fitness. You have energy to crush work and still hit the gym. That's another thing, is that people think they have to give up work to get in shape. There's complete opposite. When you get in shape, it actually helps you perform better at work, and then you can end up getting like pay rises, you can end up getting promotions, you can even get better job opportunities just for being in better shape. I mean, I'm sure maybe one or two people watching this, or myself included, have felt like I've got a lot more opportunities since pursuing the gym. But again, that could just be subjective. Presence to lead your future family with strength. The reason I say future family is because obviously for me, I am 21 years old, so I'm talking more about like the future wife, the future kids. You do not want to be weak for them. You want to be strong. You want to be there for them, and you also want to just be able to play with your kids in like the park or not get out of breath when climbing the stairs. That's another thing, super important. And for those who have kids and have a wife right now, why are you not pursuing fitness is beyond me. I can't believe that you would like let yourself go. It just makes no sense. But I don't know. That's just in my opinion. Mental clarity like you've never had before. You just become so much more mentally sharp, I think, in terms of being able to be productive and not just efficient in your work, but everything just becomes so much more easier. You're a lot more calm, a lot more confident, and you also have more attention, more respect, and more belief in yourself as well. Self-belief. If you don't have self-belief, then you're not going to get anywhere in life. If you can't believe that you're going to hit your goals, then who's going to believe it for you? And I wanted to have this quote on the screen because so many people think that you have to completely change what you do, but you don't become a different person. You become who you're meant to be. So there's two different versions of yourself. It's the one that starts fitness today or tomorrow and starts the gym, and within a year or 2 years from now, they are completely different, or they have reached their potential, you could say. I kind of hate that term because it's like the average PT term, but you know exactly, like, the person inside of you doesn't change when you become confident, or when you lose 10 to 20 kg, the person in you, like, you are still the same person, but your actions and your disciplines change who you're meant to be. So what do you need to do? And this is like a rough plan in terms of everything that you need to be doing to lose 10 to 20 kg in the next probably 6 or 12 months or so. That's just a rough estimate. Of course, you can lose it quicker. But number one is you need to be tracking everything. And I know people hate to hear that, but if you really wanted this goal, you would track everything meticulously. You would track your calories, you would track your proteins, you would track your weights, you would track your lifts, literally everything. And I mean, every single morning you hop on that scale, every single morning you track your calories, plug them in for the day, making sure you know how much protein you're getting, making sure you adjust your calories week to week, so you're still in that deficit and you're not kind of just staying stagnant and your weight kind of stays and you plateau. But everything needs to be put in place, and that also goes to the second one, is you need to train with structure. So every single session you need to be training to failure, and also measuring your workouts so you can progressively overload, which is, for those who aren't really familiar with that, is the term that you get stronger week to week by not week to week. I guess week to week, yeah, because sessions. So it's either adding in more reps or adding in more weights over a certain amount of time, because obviously you're not going to go from 50 kg bench to 100 kg bench within one session. You're going to go 50 kg for 10 reps, and then 50 kg for 12 reps, then 55 kg for 8 reps, then 9 reps, then 10 reps, and you just slowly up it until you obviously get to that ridiculous amount of strength, which so many people get to. Number 3 is you need to master the mundane. So this is going to be a boring journey, I think, for a lot of people. You're going to be doing the same sort of thing every single day. So have a religious bedtime. Mine's 9 p.m. to 6 a.m. every single day, no matter what day it is, weekends included. You need to be eating the same sort of nutritious foods every single day. Of course, calories and proteins are going to change. You're going to take away some foods over a certain amount of time. But look for the foods with the most nutritious stuff, most like the most boring stuff, because they don't have the coolest packaging. And number 4 is you need to stop winging it, is look and ask for advice for either people in your gym, coaches, friends, family, people who've done it before, or find someone to keep you accountable in terms of doing the rest of the stuff. So find somebody that's going to keep you accountable by doing this stuff instead of just doing it on your own, because it's very, very difficult to get somewhere on your own. And like I said, we have real life proof, which is also client examples. You had myself, but Davey lost 5 kg in 45 days. He was working in a nightclub, shifts until 4 a.m. and didn't quit. Like, he smashed it. He only had 2 sessions a week as well because of his schedule. He was working 6 days and 2, 3 in the morning. But he switched his brain off. He followed the plan, and now he feels more than confident than ever, which you can actually find that video on the page here as well on YouTube. Probably can link it in somewhere, I'm sure. But Matthew packed on 5 kg of lean muscle in 3 months. He used to guess everything in the gym, and now he walks with a plan and owns it. Walks in with a plan and owns it, in the gym. Because I gave him that structure and gave him that plan. And again, like I said, switched off his brain, listened to someone who's done it before, and just did the stuff. Because if it's worked for somebody else, it's most likely going to work for you. There's so many weird stuff that people say where it's like, oh, I'm different, I'm a special snowflake. But this is timeless. Coaching is timeless. This type of stuff has worked time and time before. And if it hasn't, then obviously you'll make it work. Because if it's something you care about, you'll always make it work. They didn't change everything. They just changed the right things consistently. Again, you're not making an entire lifestyle transformation, although you feel like you are becoming a completely different person. This does not have to be a full-time job. Like I said, Davey's schedule was not ideal for getting progress, but I know there's a couple of people that I definitely have a lot more free time than they should. So stop waiting around and just get it done. So what happens if you don't change? Pretty simple. Is that you stay stuck in the cycle of next Monday. Your confidence slowly leaks away. You age faster, move slower, and regret deeper. That's another thing as well. Shameless plug. I've got the new Whoop 5.0, which is tracking my age. Currently 21, and it's saying my body is under 18. Under 18 or younger, which is pretty cool. You're not choosing comfort, you're choosing regret. Pretty simple there is that you have to be comfortable with the uncomfortable. You have to be comfortable with doing stuff that other people are not. Because somebody's probably watching what you're doing now, and they're going to hate it either way. They're either going to feel like it's too good, too bad, or not good enough, But because, like, for example, me recording this video, like another online coach or PT, they're not comfortable with speaking on camera or having a mic or doing Instagram reels or even recording this when they're ill. Like, they're not comfortable, but I'm willing to do this because I'm willing to provide value for as many people as I can. And if I can just provide value to one person, I've done my job. Because the only thing that's worse than being stuck is knowing it's your fault that you stayed there. And then we have what happens. I don't know. I was going to say what happens when you do change, but you're actually closer than you think to your goal. Like 10 to 20 kg, you can do that in 10 to 20 weeks, which is just under half a year. So under 6 months, 3 to 6 months probably. But you don't need to be perfect. You don't need to train six times per week or eat chicken and broccoli forever. Again, like I said, master the mundane. You do have to kind of be familiar. Again, you can chef up some really healthy tasting meals with a bunch of sauces and really nice foods. But I'm somebody who can just eat the same boring foods over and over. Like, if you master that and you enjoy just the thought of eating like I do, then I'm going to eat lower calorie foods for more volume. I just love eating. So you just need a clear plan, consistency, and a few months of being obsessed with becoming the man you know you are, or you know you should be. Maybe a grammatical error there by me, but it's all good. You get the point. And final kind of statement before we close off, but you are just 10 to 20 kg from living your dream life. The only question is, will this be the year you finally make it happen? You could do this by the end of the year. You could do this by December. You could do this by Christmas. By when you go see your family again, back home, especially if that's one of the only kind of times you see them. I know that's kind of familiar to me, but my final message / favor is, if this helped you think differently at all, Make sure you incorporate this into your daily life. And if you want help building your plan, yeah, that makes sense, right? Oh, okay, my screen just randomly went off. Okay, I've disappeared, but we're still going. If you want to help building your plan, then you should check the link in the description, which is you can book a completely free, no strings attached 10 to 15 minute call where we can see if or how I can help you out in your situation, give you some friendly advice. And you can do this because I'll be here every step of the way. Like I said, you can message me on my Instagram at Ryan McIntyre Coaching, or you can book a call with me in the description where you could talk a little bit more about your fitness goals and where your head's at. But like I say at the end of every video, your future self will thank you for starting today. If you click the top left, that's YouTube's recommended video that you should watch next. And YouTube's pretty smart. They kind of know what you like. So if you like this video, you're probably going to like the one in the top left. Enjoy.